So I was thinking of ways I can do stuff, and I have decided to do a with that goes out to single point part 3 or 4. I'm gonna make 2 parts of this. So yeah. Uh yeah. So let's start. If I'm correct, Izuku Dori just fought Shin Godzilla. And very much after fighting the mighty lizard, would basically go into hiding. Go along with the Zilla ran away because she really didn't want to deal with this crap. So yeah, as Izuku or Godzilla Ultima would swim around the city or the world, he's pretty much not the same size. He's around 50 to 70 meters in height. Not that big. So as he just swims around the ocean, just being there, as he would head on one of the coasts of Hawaii, one of the lone islands of Hawaii, and as he would make do of a small ravine, as he would walk around this huge ravine, as he would see a cave, and as this cave would very much be an old home of Godzilla, which he can smell a scent of the kaiju, the Godzilla that lived here. Monsterverse, Goji. You can very much smell the scent. Gender, female, species, Gojira, tightness. That kaiju has not been seen in over 60 years. 60 years, so pretty much probably hibernating. 60 to 100 years. Pretty much hibernating. And Gojiros can get very, very old. And this Gojira's age is still pretty much in its prime. Like, coming out to its teens, out of the teens into early adulthood. That's the sense of how old this is. And it's been just 5 to 3 years. 5 to 3 years. 20 to 30 years. And this was around its early teen years. So it would basically just have this set around Izuku with me. Alright, this should be good enough for me. I have nothing else to do. I'm just gonna sleep here. As Izuku would shut his eyes and he would sleep in this area. As Izuku hibernates for 10 months, as he just collects radiation, and as he would hear a very sound, as it would be a very low sound, but he could still hear it as his eyes would quickly open as he would sit up, as he would lift up his head as he looks around and see if anything's here. Izuku would get up, and as he would look around 77 meters in height, he would hear it again. As this is when he would hear the sound again, as it gets closer and closer. And as he finally sees it, it's another monster on all 4 like appendages, and it would be a MUTO Prime. Izuku would look at the MUTO Prime, and as he would snarl it to back off. The MUTO would see this Gojira, this different Gojira. You can see this Gojira has a very weird feeling to it, but it doesn't matter. Any Gojira in its eyes is prey. As the MUTO Prime would rush at Izuku, who would see this crap, as he would start to emit the red fog around him, as the red fog could quickly envelop his body. And as the MUTO would slash at the fog, as nothing would hit, as the red fog would cover the whole terrain of the cavern. The MUTO would be confused, and as they would look around, trying to find this Gojira in the red fog. And it looks like this Gojira is emitting this red fog. It has that same energy. They can feel it. And as it's grabbed violently, and as it's thrown, and as it hits something which it suspects is the wall of the cavern, making a big, huge indent, as the creature would fall, and as it would get up, and as it would be grabbed again, and as it would be thrown, it would smash into some rocks, some big, huge rocks and boulders, as it would topple on top of it, and as it would be slammed down by something which is suspected as a tail, as it would be wrapped around, and as it would be thrown again. The MUTO would wait, and as it would feel something coming on, as it feels it again, as it bites down on it, and as it would hear a painful roar, and as it would be thrown, as this is when it would, with the smoke and the fog, you would see a silhouette, and as you would see the Gojira. As Izuku's healing, rapid healing would come in effect. This is part of, I would say this is part of a quirk, and it's a fog, DNA, and blah, 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 which there's no Godzilla from the anime. From Godzilla Single Point would make the regeneration a lot faster, because there was multiple quirks within that red fog that changed Izuku into this creature. As the scars would fade away, and as armor plating, as the armor plane that he has would be more durable and more armored, just like the MUTO. As his body would start to shift, as it would be more armored plated and more durable. But light like the Gorosaurus, and very agile. And very agile like Godzilla. And as he would emit more of the red fog, as Izuku would release more of the red fog, as the fog would cover Izuku up, as it would seem to be disappeared. As the MUTO would use his senses, smell, taste, hearing, sight, sound. Well, it can't really see, but his other senses. It would smell the air and taste it, try to figure out where it is, but it can't taste anything. Its scent is blocked by this red fog. It can't really pinpoint it because this red mist, it has a sense of the Gojira itself. It's emanated off of it, so it's meant to distract it. As this one is grabbed again. It feels like talons tearing into it as it was thrown. And as it's then grabbed by something else, and as it's whipped to the other side. And as then it feels something being teared right off its body. As I look down and see its forelimb was ripped right off. Blood as it gushes out. the beast would cry in pain as the MUTO would look around, trying to find where this Godzilla is. And as this is when a blue glow would appear. And as this blue glow would continue getting brighter as a blast of energy would hit it. And that's just speaking atomic breath as this pure energy of flames and so this beam would just tear into the MUTO's skin. Another thing about this red fog has been given to Izuku. It's basically a lot of fire quirks in it as well. Because the scientists who were studying this red fog added a lot of quirks. So he basically has cremation and very other type of quirks like hell flame on an extremely high level. So imagine any type of fire quirk, but put it in like top type of power to cremation, you get a pretty powerful blast of energy. As this blast of energy would disappear and then the MUTO will be grabbed again as it's thrown supreme strength. And this other thing about its powers is it has very strong body, and also All Might died in this what if during the 10 months. He never passed on a successor. And he did give a strand of hair to the scientists. This if they can find, well, whoever could use the quirk, but they never really did that. They used All Might's One for All and added to the mist. So the One for All's in the mist as well. So multiply Godzilla with strength, or Godzilla ultimate strength, you get a pretty overpowered monster. Serve with a lot of strength quirks, agility, speed quirks, rapid regeneration, and sound, hearing, sight, taste, smell type of quirks. You get a very powerful creature that can detect you from miles away. And also has echolocation, thermal vision, and other type of seeing things and hearing. As Izuku would stomp on this beast, and as its body would start to be crushed with this Godzilla is powerful. This Gojira, I said, well, look, let's see the red fox surrounding this beast like an aura. This is a red fog, like a cackling electricity around the creature, and as its dorsal place will start to glow blue. With the red creases glowing blue, as the outer shell, the dorsal place will glow a faint purplish bluish, and as these rings will start to form, and as it would see, as the mouth, the bluish, purplish type of blackish color will start to glow brighter, and as it would be blasted by the atomic breath, and as it would kill the MUTO. When I say kills the MUTO off, the bluish, purplish, flaming atomic energy would completely decompose the creature as it would be torn apart and burned. As Izuku would look around, as he would roar in victory, seeing that he is taking down another one and successfully beating the creature and absorbing its radiation. Its armor is basically pretty durable, taking a lot of hits. As it would start to walk away. As the beast would start to walk, Izuku would leave the cavern. and leave the change of Hawaii to somewhere else. As Izuku swims around the ocean, just trying to, find something to do. Because really, being a huge monster comes with its perks, but it just ain't fun as it used to be. As he basically swims around, he'll be absorbing the radiation that's all around the planet, and as his size would get bigger as time would go on. As he swims, he'll look around for anything that caught his interest. He's seen some, U.S. military here and there. Try to stay out of their, sight. Because really, he doesn't want to be on their, radar of unknown kaiju. Beware of this. This thing right here. Izuku would avoid any military of all times and try to keep in the shadows. Izuku's around 100 meters in height. As he's basically just laying in an underwater type of cave. As he would hear a sound that he hadn't heard before. Izuku would rise and start to swim towards the sound. As he would make his way towards this calling. As he would continue making his way towards the calling, he would rise up from the waters, and as he was to make his way towards it, being in Japan. And as this is when he would see it, he would know it. A voice taunting him, calling him weak and pathetic. You're weak, pathetic. You can't do anything. You're a helpless beast. Izuku would get very pissed by this, and he would try to locate where it is in this huge city. As he would make his way towards the city, and as people would start to hear rumbling, as they would see a giant monster walking around, as they would say, that's Godzilla? No, that's a different Godzilla. One poor hero looks to see, that's not Godzilla at all. That's different. What is that thing? And as the monster would roar out very loudly, and it's very pissed, as it was to destroy everything around it, as the red fog would basically destroy the buildings very slowly, decomposing their structures. As it would use its tail, smashing everything to bits, stomping on things, and pushing buildings down by its size, and just bashing into things and tearing buildings apart. As it would continue to walk, pro-heroes start to come out, and as they would basically try to stop this creature, this kaiju. What is this thing? What does it want? And as this is when they would all look to see its huge size. That thing is huge. It's bigger than anything we've ever seen. As it would the beast would start to destroy everything. And as this is when the plating on its back will start to glow, the spikes going down, and as it would be glowing a bright blue, and everything will start to glow, and as they'd see, knowing that, brace yourself, a blast of atomic energy is coming out, And as the rings would form, as it would spew its atomic breath, as the beast was to burn everything, burning it to the ground, as everything was to be destroyed. And as this is when the voice would stop, and as Izuku would look and just checking, as he wouldn't hear the voice anymore. He's guided between the blasts, his atomic breath, or when he destroys some of the city. Izuku wouldn't want to destroy the city, but he had no choice. Izuku starts to back up, and as he would start to head toward the ocean. But something was heard as another creature appeared in skies of giant pterosaur? It's a giant pterosaur. And as Izuku would look to see this giant pterosaur, and as he would say, Rodan, Izuku would pay no mind to it because the Rodan could barely do anything to him as he would make his way towards the waters. As when he would submerge himself in the water and swim off, knowing that the Rodan can barely do anything to scratch him. As Izuku would head back to his home, the Rodan would look to see this Godzilla retreating. The Rodan would look to see an eye destroyed. As it would squint, as it would fly right back where it goes. After a couple of hours, it would land, and as a voice would say, report. Yeah, after that Goji came along and destroyed everything, and I think it destroyed the Apex base as well, including the eye. So I think Ghidorah might have pissed him off or was taunting him. That little shit. As this would show the legendary Godzilla. Alright. Just keep an eye on him. Don't want any problems. Aye, aye, Queen. I'm gonna be off. And also, Fire Turkey. Don't be taking more weed. But I need the weed. I need it. I crave it. Crack pterodon. So yeah, as Rodan would fly off, gonna take my weed. As it would fly off, going to enjoy his weed. Do you think it's a threat? As this dog-like beast would say. No, I'm curious. I don't think he's a threat at all. Probably just something that's just wanting to live in peace, and that Ghidorah thought he can piss off. I'm not gonna bother. You know, Shin Godzilla's just destroying things. I'll deal with him later, eventually. Well, if I find out about this, she's gonna beat your ass. I know. But just a few makes a sleep a deal. Wake me up when something more interesting happens, would ya? Fine. Enjoy your sleep, Goji. as the giant dog-like beast would leave.